7 crashes. 7 crashes of my stream last night. I tried to make a trailer. To make a trailer for Twitch, and it just kept crashing. I couldn't even get, well, in its defense, I did try to open up a lot of stuff so that I could switch back and forth in the middle of the stream, and it just really seemed like every time I switched, it just wanted to start a new stream. And yeah, I needed to consistently run. I mean, like, I don't need it to be stopping and starting up again, you know, without much of a warning. Somebody's like going, "Oh, you didn't switch your tag," and I was just like going, "Why? Why bother? It's going to crash in like 2 seconds." And it was kind of doing a freeform, and it was a disaster. It was like, let's just put it what it is. It was a freaking disaster. Very happy that I got to play Goose Duck with some buds. Microphone doing its own freaking thing. I listened to part of it. So for the most part, through most of the game, I had the microphone that was working for the stream. My microphone wasn't working for the game. And I think I've had it reverse before, where it was working for the game but not for the stream. And I shouldn't be like, I know I shouldn't be upset by it. I shouldn't be like, oh, you know, travesty and these things happen and everything like that. But the truth of the matter is that my computer's not up to snuff. It's, you know, antiquated is probably the best term to call it, or the nicest term to call it. deserve so much better from me than, we could like keep a secret. And it's not really a secret, but look, once I start thinking about something, it's not time to talk about it. I definitely will do a stream for it, and a lot of the things that the why and how I started streaming is definitely exactly how it is. I wanted to go to Disney World for my birthday and couldn't because of the pandemic, and instead I shopped the worst birthday ever. I thought that the people who were going to be at my birthday were going to laugh and enjoy the worst birthday ever videos, and maybe even join me for it, because it took 2 years to plan it, and it took 6 months before they had 6 months after I canceled it to make their peace and do whatever they needed to do. And even now, after a year, year and a half, there are people who are still angry with me. And this is it was July 2 years ago when I canceled this. Before the vaccines, before everything else that's been happening, I canceled my birthday, and it was not an easy decision. It was not something that like I said, it took 2 years to plan. Well, it took a year and a half to plan it, and a half a year to disassemble it. So and now 2 years later from that, there are people who are still upset with me. The fact that I did not have my birthday. I should have just done it. Disney World was open with restrictions. The hotels were open with restrictions. Florida didn't even have mask mandates, so no restrictions. Coming in from all over the world, not even just all over the country and all over the world, to coalesce in one spot, one super spreader spot. And yet people are still mad at me for making the decision that I put their health in front of my fun. It's like, you guys don't understand, most people don't understand how upset I was at this. I mean, this is not, I made the videos to try to alleviate the levity of, the seriousness of everything that was going on. That's why I started. It backfired. It failed. Most of the people who were like I feel like I'm keeping a secret. But yeah, they don't even know, even after I've told them point blank in their face. In fact, one person actually had almost made me laugh because they said, "Oh, I don't go on Facebook anymore." I'm like, I don't go on Facebook anymore. They're like, "Well, isn't this what this is?" And I'm like, "No." I was like, "Do you watch YouTube videos?" And they're like, "Yes." I said, "That's what I create." They're like, "Really?" They were surprised. You want to hear something? Want to hear what surprised me even more? They still haven't seen any video. They haven't seen a single video that I've made. Now these are the people. Like the thing that pisses me off the most is that these are the people who do this shit to me, who've been around in my life, and it's people like them as well. But if I was soaring, and doing really well, these are the people that would basically be like, "Oh yeah, Sean, yeah." We're like best friends. I have closer friends here online than I do in real life. And that's the truth. Anybody who comes out of the woodwork, in my real life, into my streaming life, like they're not at the top of the food chain. In fact, I give them more scrutiny, more. I believe that they have, they don't have my best interest in mind, and in some cases, they will harm themselves in order to harm me. These are the people that I deal with in real life. I don't have very many. I don't have very many close friends. Never have. My life is full of acquaintances. That's pretty much what people are. Close friends are people that I've shed tears with, that I've been angry with, that they've been angry with me. We've laughed, we joked, and I can say anything. That's a good friend. And it doesn't matter if they're cyber, it doesn't matter if they're flesh and blood, it doesn't even matter if they're a cat or a dog or whatever. The only thing I have problems with creatures that can't speak or non-sentient, is a way to put it. That's always debatable. Beings that I can't communicate with, and this might even go into with foreign languages. Beings I can't communicate with, that becomes more difficult for me to be closer with. But if I haven't had an argument with, or some major disagreement, or you've had some major disagreement freely give my opinion about lots of different things. The most common reaction to my opinions that I give, absolutely free, as I said, the most common reaction is to ignore it. Dismiss it. Pretend that I didn't say it. Try to align whatever agenda that you have going on with my statement and opinion and stuff like that. And when I adamantly disagree, just chalk it up as, Sean's just being difficult to be difficult. Very rare do people challenge me. Challenge things that they disagree with. Take a step to become vulnerable, because it is, it exposes a lot when, I think it's funny that people, with the trolls and stuff like that, like, they don't realize, like, that actually puts the troll in the most vulnerable position by them exposing their disagreement, by exposing, where, whatever malcontent it is. And the reason that the trolls can get away with it is because what the trolls do is that they attack the person, not the idea. Because attacking the idea is very difficult. It's more difficult to attack a large idea than it is to attack a person who has the idea. Because you can dismiss the person. The person can be a one-off, but the ideas are big. Ideas are big. They're always big. Every idea is big. As much as people like to think that there are small ideas, there aren't small ideas. Every idea is big. Your part, what you think of it, your opinion of the idea, that's small. That's tiny. It's but a drop in the entire idea. Because that's your piece. And it doesn't really get shared. People don't share those opinions, because once they share those opinions, it doesn't become it's not yours anymore. It's the collective's. So having an argument with me is really, I take it very seriously. I definitely do joking. I definitely add in a lot of levity, but I take every argument very seriously. I am known to give facts wrong. I am known to misspeak. I do relate things that seem unrelated. I have lots of different techniques and lots of different things in my repertoire to utilize in an argument, and I'm good at it. Extremely good at it. Most people take it to mean that I am just defending my idea ad nauseum. And what I am is I'm challenging. It always will be that. I am challenging people strengthen their idea and present it so that I can strengthen my idea and maybe join yours, change and join, and have a stronger opinion about things, especially if I know what the flaws are, because I disagreed with them for so long. That's the only reason I do that. I'm not playing devil's advocate. I want you to challenge my established ideas. I want it to be challenged. And it's not like, oh, I'm so beholden to them. I'm only holding on to them is because that's what I believe. It's core. It's fundamental. In some cases, some core fundamental things you have to attack it at that level, and it upsets me. I get angry, especially when I'm realizing like something that I believed all my life is now false, and that especially at this age, after 5 decades. Having a core value, proven wrong. And I'm not saying that it's easy to do, but I'm also not saying that it's impossible for it to happen. It has happened. I mean, currently, if you saw me 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I had no interest in the Democratic Party whatsoever. Zero. Didn't like Bill Clinton. When Senator Obama, hit the scene and was endorsed by Oprah, not a big fan. Even before that, the Dukakis and all that, never was really had a lot of faith in the Democratic Party. I still don't. I don't think that they have what it takes to lead this country out of the mess that the Republicans have put us in. I have supported the Republican Party only because of how I was, my upbringing was. But as I started understanding how political parties work, I saw the Republican Party as the same thing, except that they were more bullies about it. And even at that time, even at a young age, I hated bullies. So I was never a big fan of the Republican Party. If it was literally just between the two, I would always choose Democrat, almost entirely, except for where when John McCain ran, and I did not like Sarah Palin as vice president. But where John McCain was concerned, I thought he would make. I still to this day believe that he would have made a better president than Obama. Because everything that I think about the Democratic Party still holds true. Bernie Sanders flip-flopping in and out of the Democratic Party is just awful. Commit. Stand for something. Being a Democrat, so that you can run for president, because the only way that an independent independent will become president is through a political party. And then after the campaigning is done, I mean, you've done this twice already. After all the campaigning is done and you did not secure the nomination, but you came close both times, but you didn't secure the nomination, then now you go back to being an independent. If you wanted to change the Democratic Party to be more of the ideals that it pretends that it is, you have to stay in the Democratic Party. You have to. You have no skin in the game if every time you have a failed run for president, you leave the Democratic Party. You have to stay in it. You have to no longer be an independent. You have to be a Democrat. That's how you're going to run for president. That's how you should stay. It upsets me all the time. And it's one of the reasons why when Bernie Sanders ran against Hillary Clinton, I supported him wholeheartedly. I supported him so much, I left being an independent and became a Democrat. That's how much I supported Bernie Sanders. And I'm still a Democrat today. But Bernie Sanders didn't stay with me. Bernie Sanders doesn't want to be the change in the Democratic Party that he pretended he was. And that's just a shame. And then there's the Bernie Bros and whatever the bullshit stuff that they're doing, which is very Republican-esque and stupid and a complete and total waste of time as far as being political is concerned. And I know that Bernie Sanders hasn't denounced them or anything like that, but I know that he doesn't endorse them either. Which if he endorsed the Bernie Bros, I'd be ready to basically. I wouldn't vote for him if he did secure the Democratic nomination. So if somebody can cite where Bernie endorses his bros, endorses that behavior. Yeah, if somebody can cite something like that, I will definitely pull all 100% of my support away from Bernie Sanders. When the Bernie Bros tell me that's what he endorses them and he endorses that behavior, I say it to their face. If that's true, then I can't support Bernie Sanders ever, because he's just as bad as 45. I definitely, where the political landscape is today, I definitely think that John McCain is the last Republican that I would ever vote for. that was a while ago. That 14 years ago? Fourteen years ago was the last time I voted Republican. And there has been nothing nothing. I mean, just more bullying. More bullying tactics to try to get me to vote for them, and more bullying for marginalized and, you know, the downtrodden. And it just, like, you know, that's these are Americans that you guys are doing this to. And even if they weren't Americans, these are human beings that you're doing this stuff to. And some of you pretend to be Christian, and, you know, the whole do unto others as you'd have me do unto you. I mean, literally, that's what you ask for. You ask for this treatment. If you were in these people's shoes, would you want to be treated this way? Would you want separate gun laws? I cite New Jersey all the time. The reason that if you are suspected of owning a gun in New Jersey, and that gives law enforcement or any governmental agency the privilege or the right to enter your home without a warrant, seize your gun. Your gun can be seized. And you can be arrested for possessing such gun, even if it's legal. That was put into the books not for hunters and, you know, people who follow the rules or anything like that. That was put into the books so that it would prevent people of color from having a gun in New Jersey. That's the only reason it's there, and it's the only thing it's used for. If you cite one, I would challenge New Jersey, the state itself, to cite one time they've ever arrested somebody merely for the fact that they were suspected of owning a gun, and they entered their premise, they entered their house to seize such gun. One white person, or non-color, or whatever the freaking you want to call people. Because if you show me just one, I can show you 1,000 for every one that you show, possibly more. Because I would be really surprised that you would find one. Because I don't think it exists. Texas can seize your guns at any time. They have a law in the book. They can seize your gun at any time. It's a confiscation law. They can seize your gun and they can resell it. You will never get that gun back, even if it's a government issue. And you don't have to be a threat. You don't even have to be a credible threat or an uncredible threat. Just owning the gun. Welcome to open carry. If law enforcement takes your gun away from you, you never get it back. Welcome to Texas. That's the law. That's not meant for white people, even though I know a few white people. Um, it's been enforced, and I know a few people who would declare themselves as white, but because of the sun, their skin is a darker shade, and they are seen as either Latino or black. And the police have come down very hard on those people because of their skin color. And it is racism. It is literally open racism, these laws. The most comprehensive gun laws came into effect because the Black Panthers stormed the Capitol in California. That's the only time comprehensive um, gun laws have ever been pushed through, thanks to the Black Panthers. And if somebody tells me that that wasn't racially motivated, I don't know what is. Because how many white guys with freaking gun, usually legally purchased, shoot up a school, and how many times have they done anything to stop them? Anything. Name one thing that the Republican Party has done to prevent these mass shootings. Nothing. They've done nothing. Your thoughts and prayers aren't working, Republican Party. And it's not good enough. That's not what leaders fall back on. You're the worst freaking of the worst. And it's not even just who's gotten elected. It's literally the entire party. The entire party is freaking malignant. Freaking malignant tumor on the freaking on the United States. That's what the Republican Party is. The party of Lincoln has become. Cancerous, infected, stage 4 cancer. It's going to kill this country. It's exactly what it's doing. And nobody seems to care about it. Nobody seems to want to address it. Nobody seems to want to talk about it. They want to ignore it like climate change. Pretend that it's going to get better. It's only getting worse. And you got to do something about it. You got to be the change you want to see. I have to be the change I want to see. And I managed to talk about politics and not talk about the reason why I've continued to be being a streamer. The reason why when it was suggested that I do a second year because I did not fulfill in the entirety the first year, and I couldn't deny it because I didn't. Well, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a great time doing it. And as always, if you've watched it all the way to this point, might as well put a cool beans in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. And as always, cool beans. All right, take care.